Views expressed in this podcast are for entertainment purposes only and do not reflect any affiliated organizations. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, welcome to episode 11 of the No Safe Words podcasts. Great week. Yesterday I went to the beach for a little day trip and was there for a decent amount of time. Drove home, was down in Seaside pumping my fist, right? And
oh wow!
I haven't slept this much in a long time, so my body went into hibernation mode.
Nice.
I fell
What time
asleep.
did you get home?
I think after my shower, I laid down. I think it was like 11ish, and I woke up at 5. I turned on a show. I meant to talk.
Yeah. What time did you get home from the beach?
Yes.
You said you were fist pumping.
Yes. Well, I didn't go to the club.
Oh.
I was just. It's
Squirrel.
Seaside.
You were
It was
fist pumping.
Seaside,
Oh,
bro.
so
It
you're
was
fist pumping
Seaside.
on the boardwalk.
Yeah, I was fist pumping.
The whole,
Dude,
all of Seaside is a club.
There were 2 bachelorette
whole-
parties that walked through
yeah.
Seaside. Very intriguing, very interesting, and it was
It
was fun. It was
Lots of phallic symbols all over the place. Bet you love that.
There was a
Yo, Mo, do you have a light on you or not? Really?
darkness.
Oh, because it's like I think it's
I have
the window
I
is
have
like so bright.
I have separate video recording that I used for the actual thing from the I'm streaming with you guys with.
Got you. I was gonna say nobody's gonna see you.
But a topic that we didn't even put up there is entertainment, and I think all of us saw something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I turned on a show last night, and I only saw one episode. But it is bonkers. It's
What
called
show?
Department Q on Netflix.
Oh, is that like a Bond thing?
I don't think so. I don't.
Mm.
I don't think it's a Bond thing.
Sounds
but
like a Bond thing.
they go to this house, and it's 2 cops, and they're bantering back and forth. And they go in, and the other cop is bringing them into the crime scene. And there's a dude with a knife in his head, and they're making relatively jokes on, oh, do we think that that's the cause of death? And he was like, oh, maybe he didn't get stabbed. Maybe he just fell and then got up and then walked over to this chair, got comfy, and then died in the chair. So it was funny. And then out of nowhere, a dude pops out, pop, 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 shoots the cops.
Wow.
I thought all cops were dead.
What?
One cop died. The
Wow.
other cop, bullet went through the spinal, is paralyzed. And the bullet that went through the spine went through the neck of another officer who happened to live. And is now back on the force.
It's spinal.
Spinal.
It's
What's that reference?
It's Mike Tyson, bud. It's fucking Mike Tyson reference.
broke my back. It's spinal.
Spinal.
It's broken. But they end up going into create a Department Q, which is cold cases. And there is a missing prosecutor who everyone just said was murdered by her brother, who has a mental issue. There was an accident, and he's not able to speak, and he has mental incapabilities that are happening. So they put the murder on him, and they just say they can't find the body, and she's done. So the case was closed. And
What channel?
they're Netflix.
Netflix.
And they opened it back up, and the case that they opened back up is her case. So they're investigating the case, and it's pretty interesting.
Interesting.
So I will give that a go. I guess if we're on entertainment.
I watched. Speaking of Netflix, have you guys seen all of Squid Game?
The Squid Game.
I'm not gonna watch it.
You're not gonna watch it? Did you see the first episode? The first season?
No.
Oh man, the first season was amazing. I don't know how you are like, nah, I'm not watching. Like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you, but like,
It's not my style.
first season was great. Oh, you don't like Koreans? Okay.
The world may never know.
Did you see it all the way? All of it?
I believe I watched all of the second season.
Well, season 3's out.
I'm not sure I've seen that.
So
I like Korean fried chicken.
Oh yeah,
Korean barbecue.
Dude, Korean fried chicken.
Korean barbecue.
Amazing. Korean barbecue is great. So, season 2, they lost me. I was like, this is boring. I don't really want to watch this, and I stopped watching it. And everybody really didn't like season 2, but then season 3 got like these crazy reviews, and I was like, well, I guess I gotta finish watch season 2. So then I get into season 3 and I'm like, dang, this is good. And I'm like, whoa, like what did I do? I went wrong. Cause this came out like a month or 2 ago now, season 3.
Okay.
So, I'm like, well, so I got all the way up to the final episode, and now I'm like, man, I got 1 episode left, and I really wanted to finish it before this episode that we're recording now, but, I didn't, but oh my God. If you haven't seen it, if you got lost on season 2, go back, go watch it. I mean, you need to know season 2 before you get to season 3, and season 3 is great. And season 2 is only like 7 episodes. Season 3 is 6. So
yeah, I heard that they broke it apart for a reason. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, there was a lot of build up, and then it was like 6 episodes of just fire.
I heard.
Maybe I'll watch it.
I heard they're making an American version.
Oh, that's gonna suck.
Yeah, they're gonna ruin it.
Oh, Debbie Downer.
I mean, American writers got nothing on the Koreans. Look at the number one on the New York Times.
Parasite.
Number 1 on New York Times. Best movies of the century. Parasite.
My issue.
I haven't even seen that personally. Have you seen it?
I saw it.
Okay.
You saw it? Was it good?
Yeah.
Like really good?
Yeah, it's
Like-
different. It's
Like best movie of the century? Good.
I wouldn't go that far,
All right.
but just the way they recorded it, not even so much the way they recorded, but just like the story itself. I mean, it was good. Like there was a lot of cinematics. It was an interesting movie. All right, like it was
Okay.
good. I don't
All
know if
right.
I'd say it was like top movie of the century good, but it was good.
Both readers of New York Times and the 500 hand-selected exclusive club of directors
They were
said it
just
was
all
number
Korean.
1.
Yeah, because they're directors. And
Yeah, well, no, but I'm saying the readers said that too. But I don't know. I mean, people who read the New York Times might be weird people.
that's just like group.
So speaking of movies, we can jump into Naked Gun, but I am really, really, really pumped for Thursday.
Oh, weapons
is
Oh yeah.
oh my goodness.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Everything I'm seeing.
Oh.
So here's I don't know how you guys are. I watch one trailer, and as soon as I see that one trailer and it hooks me, I don't want to see anymore. You
Is it
got
just
me
gonna
on the
ruin the movie?
one. Yeah, I don't want to see anymore. The one is good, and you hooked me. So I try to avoid all of the others. But there was another weapons trailer that was like, it was only like a really 30-second trailer, and I was like, oh wow, this looks crazy. And then I'm just reading reviews and reading like takeaways, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm chomping at the bit for this one.
Oh,
Thursday,
yeah.
yeah, we should talk about
Yo,
where we're
I need to figure out how to get into these world premieres, bro.
the world.
The world premiere, it's like it was on Monday or something, and you got all these people coming out, and they're like, "Oh, so good," I'm like, I need to figure out how to get into. I mean, they're in like freaking Hollywood, but
I was
Gotta make some connections.
maybe I could do one a year or something.
Yeah, you can get invited. But I
Yeah,
know
but you gotta have to have like enough followers or something, and
I don't know. I remember that I
Or you gotta know
won
someone.
something from Hot 97 back in the day. I'm trying to remember what I saw the premiere. I went into New York and I saw a premiere.
oh, it was in New York.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What the fuck was it? It'll come back to me. This is years ago. It was a good movie though.
You know, they got the New York Film Festival coming up in September.
What is that?
So I looked online for prices.
the eyes,
Bro. I think they're playing like 24 movies
Okay.
in like 6 days or something like that,
Okay.
right? So you imagine like it's a whole
4
freaking
movies a day.
it's a whole day of watching
Right.
movies like
Yeah, yeah.
for 6 days straight.
It's like
So-
8 hours.
You can get like the full package.
The full package, huh?
$1,000.
Tell us more about that.
It's like $3,000.
What?
3,000?
It's like $3,000.
Well, let's do the.
now if you want the exclusive package, it's like 7,500.
Is that the Diddy premiere?
I mean, I think so.
It's how much?
It's like 7,500.
What is the
Yeah.
But
exclusive?
you can go to, so there's like opening day and closing day, and those are like the big. I think there's opening day, midday, the mid, like
Week.
the middle day that's supposed to be a big day, and the last day. Those are where they're record or showing the highest rated films, right? And if you pay $1,000, you get to see 10 movies, but you only get to pick one movie on opening day, one movie on the end day, and one movie in the middle day. But you get to see like 7 others throughout the week.
So $100 a movie.
$100 a movie. But some of these are coming out in like 2 months. Some of these are coming out in 3 months. Like they're far out, right? They're not like if you went to Cannes Film Festival, I think they were showing like all of the summer blockbusters that are coming out, right? So that's why you got all these reviews of like super early for like Superman and Fantastic Four and stuff like that. So maybe not Cannes, but there's other film festivals. Dude, there's film festivals like every month
Well,
throughout the whole world.
I mean,
I wish I could just do that full time.
this is something
awesome.
that we
Make
can
it happen.
visit. And
I was thinking about
maybe-
dropping the G.
Well,
Just going.
well-
Then I'm like, man, I'm gonna be there by myself. It'll be boring.
Well, you know, I can't drop a G. So
I know.
we're-
I'm just saying.
But I mean, if we make a plan, maybe for like a next year or something like that,
Yeah,
we can plan in advance and make a trip.
yeah.
And that'd be interesting. So speaking of movies, Naked Gun,
Naked Gun, dude.
bro. All right. Scott and I feel like we're on the same page here. So I'm gonna leave the floor up to you, Muhammad, because like you said that like you liked it, but
What?
it was okay. So let's start
What?
with the 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 for a comedy.
7.
Okay,
Oh,
that's not too bad.
The reason why I say is it's like I remember the original, and also Liam Neeson is not the actor for that movie.
dude. He's the perfect actor for that movie.
All right,
He
tell
was
me
like,
why.
he wasn't funny at all, and it was perfect. Like that was the idea behind the comedy, was that he would just say stuff in this like crazy serious like tone, and it was like that. What the hell kind of
There was a lot
reaction
of-
is that? It was hilarious.
There was a lot of play on words. There was a lot of like
Lots of play on
literal
words.
translations to things. You know, like
yes.
UCLA. Yeah, I live in.
I live in LA.
I see LA every day.
You know, the thing that was funny though, the coffees.
The coffees
Oh my
were
God, the
hilarious.
coffees.
The coffees
Non-stop
appearing.
coffees.
That was pretty good. Yeah,
There-
I mean, listen, I don't know.
There were
I'm
there were 3 big jokes that I really, really like. I had tears in my eyes.
all right, so I'll just say this one thing and then I'll hand it over.
No,
My
you can
whole
go.
thing, huh?
No, continue. I'm not interrupting you. I'm just saying there were 3 big jokes that like the whole audience like
Yeah,
caught-
everyone laughed.
yeah,
Everyone laughed for
hard,
a couple
hard.
of them, and there were some that was kind of like meh. But like
Everyone
my big
laughed for a
thing is,
couple.
let's leave the original alone. Like I don't like remakes.
They didn't.
because
Yeah, but this is like a. Oh, go ahead.
The-
I'll let you finish.
It was like a remake because it's another Naked Gun. It's basically the original was them and this is the kids version now. Like this
Yeah,
is they're their
This is
kids.
Junior. Yeah, this is Junior.
Yeah, okay, so
Bring Durbin
it's
Jr.
like a remake, but it's okay. It's like let's
a
see something.
reboot,
Let's
yeah,
how do we
right.
reboot it? Let's just take it and turn it into the new cast of whatever. That was a good scene too, by the way, when they're all lined up in front of the.
And he's like-
lined up in front. Also,
No.
one shout out that guy from Cobra Kai or from Karate
Oh, yeah.
Kid or whatever, Cobra Kai.
Oh,
He's
dude,
showing
yeah.
up in all movies now.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's
Yeah.
hilarious.
But yeah, let's hear your take on the 3 best.
So I'm gonna
Jokes.
give it an 8.5.
Okay.
8.5, 9. I'll give it an 8.5. 8.5. I'll say 8.5. But the the bar scene where he's talking about like you shot my brother is like that could be thousands of guys.
That was wild, dude. That was
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, and he's like he was white. Oh,
so and so.
bro, that had tears in my eyes. I literally
was a good one.
Oh my goodness! And then the wine scene where he's serving wine to, I forget Pam Anderson's name in the movie.
Betty, Elizabeth? No.
Beth?
Miss Fat Slob eating spaghetti.
Yeah, Miss Fat Slob eating spaghetti.
Cherry. It was Cherry.
Yeah, Cherry.
Shirley was it? No, Shirley because it was a cherry. No, it was Cherry. I'll look it up.
No.
But
Cherry.
Anyway.
Cherry was the made up name that he gave her.
But yeah, he's serving wine, and he said, "I got this from the Bill Gates estate. I mean, Bill Cosby estate."
Dude, I was dying.
That was good. I was dying on that one.
And then the other one was in the beginning when he first saw her, met her, and he was like, "She has an ass that it would make any toilet want the brown,
beg for the brown,
beg for the brown."
It's just
God.
come on.
Yeah, dude. It, like those three jokes like stood out amongst the whole movie. I mean, there was a lot of play on words that would lead into another topic of ours.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was I was surprised because the theater that we go to, it only had it in one theater.
Yeah.
And the
One
theater was
screening.
packed. Like
Yeah.
and Scotty was talking to me about the state of movies and said that the movie theaters hasn't seen attendance since 2019.
I think there's still like a 15% less attendance than there was in 2019.
Which
I think the only thing saving them now is the fact that they have those like the AMC A-list, the Premier A-list thing where you can pay a monthly subscription and see as many movies as you want or like once a day or whatever. And then like whatever the Regal alternative to that is. Because I'm seeing like, yeah, there's more people going, but I don't know if those people are like, because I'm seeing a lot of people that just like showing them the thing like, oh, you know, A-list, whatever. So maybe it's got something to do with the fact that they made it like that subscription-based model where you can just see however many movies, banking that people aren't going to take the time to go. But I do feel like there's, you know, a decent amount of people going because like you said, this movie was packed. Like,
Yeah.
oh, was it packed for you too?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But are they showing their A-list stuff, or are they just reserving and paying through the app? Because you get a
It could
barcode
be-
if you pay through the app.
Yeah, it could be
Or
one of the
QR
two, but
code.
I mean, seeing like I've gone to the movies and I've seen the same people a bunch of times.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like I'm assuming if they're not idiots, they have the
Yeah, if you're going to the movies all the time, buy the freaking movie pass. But like, you know, I think this is a good thing for the movies, this whole subscription. So they used to do that like in the city movie theaters. They had that before COVID. Like there was like you pay X price and you can see as many movies as you want, but it wasn't like widespread to every movie theater. But actually capitalization subscriptions are more valued than like than this like
Yeah,
up
because it's
and down
guaranteed.
up and down
It's
revenue,
guaranteed
right?
that
Yeah,
they're getting
yeah.
this money month to
Exactly.
month.
And that's why you have like everybody is moving to the subscription model. Like pretty much
I hate it.
everything. Yeah, I mean I hate it too. To some extent, like I like it for the movies because like I'm saving money, but like everything is moving to a subscription model. Like even like editing software. We're talking about editing software. You know, you used to be able to just buy it one time. Now everybody wants you to pay a subscription, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, but I'm paying like slightly less than the one-time fee for the annual subscription. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, what the hell is this? And then people forget to, you know, cancel their subscriptions.
Back like 5 years ago. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying, on that note, shout out to Da Vinci for their
Yeah.
owners. The stance he's taking is, why are we gonna block people from being able to do work or make the money they need by telling them they have to pay? Like if they put all of their stuff into this platform or like into his system and they're editing it or whatever, and then like because they can't pay for 1 month because say they don't have work for a few months, then we're gonna basically make it so that they lose their any ability to make income.
Right.
So his stance is still keeping it at the, you know, one-time purchase, and then with the thinking that giving them option for free. So there's a free version. And then if you find it's useful and there's good stuff in it, then you pay for it. And then they have other things that you pay. So the idea is build customers that appreciate your software, and then they're going to support you in the long run because they see the value that you add for them.
Right,
But go ahead,
right.
Tony, my bad.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, like I like, and this is a different topic, right? But sort of in the same boat. appliances, right? Like the way appliances are built now, it's not built to last for 10, 15, 20 years. They're built like I forget the model that they follow, but it's a model where like this thing is built for 5 years. It's gonna go, and they're gonna have to go buy another one. And to me, I rather
was it designed obsolescence or something like that?
Something like that. I rather like if my washer cost $500 today, let's just say, I rather spend $2,000 on a washer and it be good for 10 to 20 years than have to deal with like it breaking down in the next 5 years. And Samsung appliances stink. I'm gonna say that myself. I don't know how many else, but Samsung appliances stink. I got a fridge. The ice machine went. They wanted me to pay like $900 for the. I got the
warranty,
the fridge for $1,500.
Oh.
They wanted me to pay like $800 for the ice machine. I was like, I guess I won't have ice. Then the cooling element went, so I had to replace the cooling element. That was $400. Then the cooling element started to go again, and I was like, I'm done here. Meanwhile, like my original like refrigerator that was there, that was just an old school refrigerator,
on the
was
side,
pushed to the other side and used for like a beverage fridge, running perfectly. And I think it was designed in 91. I think it's a 1991 fridge. It's just chilling, literally.
I mean, I think we just need to learn how to. The population just needs to learn how to fix their own stuff. Like my stove is broken, right? And it's a Whirlpool.
Okay.
Like just one burner, right? So we turn the burner on, it just goes max heat, right?
Oh,
but it's just the rheostat on the back, right? The part is like $12. You unwire it, you wire it back in, and like, boom, it's fixed, right? Like, there's nothing else wrong with my freaking oven. So like, I don't know. I mean,
that seems like an easy fix.
The cooling element, yeah, but like the cooling element, it's probably not that expensive.
Okay,
but.
And then me replacing it?
Well, yeah, I mean, like...
YouTube.
Fair.
I guarantee you there's a YouTube video on how to do
it. That's how I learned this, or that's how I learned that's the way I was able to swap the ignition on the SRT4 was through a YouTube video, seeing what pieces what I needed to do, and then I bought the stuff off Rock Auto, and then I replaced it myself.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, I mean, I don't know, but like...
I wouldn't mess with the gas appliance.
Dude, I have a washer and dryer that I got with the house, and when I bought the house, which was like almost 5 years ago, it was 10 years old already, and they still run. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to replace them,
right?
Because like it's still working. Like I don't know how long this is going to work. It might work for another 10 years.
That's the point. Like for me, I rather have manufacturers start doing that again. Pay a little bit more. Like you have to pay a little bit more money, but like. They stand by their product, and it says guaranteed for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, go ahead.
Here's the thing. They do that. That's the high-end brands like Viking and whatever. The thing is, it's not a little bit more. You're paying like quadruple or more of whatever it is, but you're going to get something that's going to last you 10, 15, 20 years.
Well, if I'm paying quadruple, I better get a fucking 10-year warranty.
It's like, they have that stuff. It's just you're going to pay.
I never see that stuff. So, like, if I was able to see that stuff, maybe I would just purchase that stuff.
Oh, dude. You don't want to buy.
You got to go. That's like special order. Like
it's
that's
expensive, bro.
Well, no,
it's not like
expensive.
Home Depot stuff. It's like you got.
But here's the thing: if I get one thing for $6,000, right, as opposed to one thing for $1,000, and that one thing is good for 20 years, like I rest easy.
I'll pay a payment plan.
I'm good. I go to bed at night knowing that it's going to work, and I'm fine.
Then they stand behind their stuff.
Than having to deal with the headache.
Yeah.
I'd rather not deal with the headache.
Yeah.
But we're off
on a
tangent.
The fix, though? Yeah. You just got to get the PSE&G.
Oh, yeah, the maintenance plan.
Worry-free
Pico
plan.
does it. Pico does it, too.
What?
Yeah.
Where you pay some monthly subscription, and they'll fix all your appliances in your house.
If they can't fix it,
Seriously?
they'll replace it.
Yeah, if they can't fix it, you replace it. But you have to pay. It's like $2-something a month.
Oh, the one for PSE&G is $15 an appliance.
Really?
Like
yeah, so I mean, how many
appliances
appliances are you covering? 3, 4, 5?
I don't have it. My parents did. It was washer, dryer, the fridge, and something else, and it was like $15 a month.
For all of it, $15 a month or 15 each?
It was a mix of like I think $7 for the one thing, $8 for the other thing, or $10. Like it was some
depending
combination.
upon.
Look into it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Naked Gun, I give it 8.5. Scott.
Yeah. I mean, I have to go 8. Like, it was hilarious. I mean, the story was kind of like whatever. I mean, it's very predictable, but like the point of going to see this movie wasn't about, it being predictable.
No,
it's hilarious. I mean, the entire, like, I said this on my review, like, for an hour, it was only an hour and 25 minutes long. For an hour, the theater was cracking up.
Plot device.
Like, yeah, plot device. Plot device. It's just hilarious. So, definitely 8 out of 10. I want to see this movie again. Like, I want to see more of these movies more often. I hope it does well. I hope it makes money.
Thanks for bringing that up, Tony. Plot device. That literally ties into Kingsman. Do you remember? Did you guys watch the movie The Kingsman?
I don't think so.
I did, but I don't remember.
The device at the end blowing up people? The cell phone thing?
Was it called plot device?
No, it was the same idea. It was something that's going out through the cell phones, going to affect everybody.
Yeah.
Interesting, we're going off a little bit. Interesting thing here is they've developed a way to basically track you without any kind of technology on you using Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi signals can like pulse out to a room, and based on the way your body interacts with the signal from the Wi-Fi, it gives off like almost like
a
radar, sonar, like night vision goggles. There's like a heat thing.
Yeah, there's like a bounce off, yeah.
It interacts with the Wi-Fi, so they can use Wi-Fi, and it's 95% accurate on detecting people through walls, in rooms. You don't have to have any electronics on you. You don't have a phone, nothing. You just human body, nothing. And it can track you, specifically you, up to 95% accuracy.
Yeah, this is like old, dude. This is not new.
That's fine.
They've been able to do this. They've been able to do this since like, I want to say 2016.
It's called Wi-Fi.
It was like a huge thing with Verizon Fios specifically. They were like, with Fios, with the new routers that they have, they know the whole layout of your house. Hey, the whole layout of your house, where you're moving in your house, what's in your house, everything. It's pretty crazy.
You're spending time by, like if you're watching the TV, if you're on the computer, all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
And then they'll just send you advertisements on Instagram.
Yep.
Facebook's always listening.
Well, which is why I don't think we talked about I don't know, it was last week or the week before that we talked about like you were just thinking of something.
Yeah, that's why I said the
Yeah. And like they can predict what you're about to think. Almost. They're almost there. Or they might be there already.
Simulation theory.
We're all over the place.
God
I don't know.
darn it. All right, well, I'm glad that we had a good week. I'm glad that everyone relatively enjoyed the movie. I want to watch the movie again because I feel like with these kind of comedies, like there's just so much going on all of the time, you're going to miss things. And I feel like I missed a lot, so I want to watch it again. I'm going to laugh at the stupid stuff that I already found funny, but it's similar to like Pineapple Express. I was laughing at the first punchline, but the third punchline was happening, and I was already in tears, but I didn't even hear the third punchline.
Yeah, the theater was so loud, you missed punchlines. It was like, I was like, wait, and then like people are laughing again, and I'm like, I'm still laughing for the first. Like,
bro, there was a woman about like 10 rows behind that had one of the weirdest laughs I've ever heard. You ever see?
She's doing.
You ever see those YouTube videos with like you can't make it through this whole video, and it's just everyone laughing and like this one's a duck, this one's whatever, and it was that coming from like 10 rows behind me. She started going in, and I would just, even if I didn't find shit funny, I'm just laughing.
The laugh was setting you off. I wonder if they paid her to go to that movie to get her to laugh.
Could be, but yeah.
The one thing I found really interesting about just to wrap up this movie, one thing I found really interesting about the like demographics of the audience in the theater was that it was like all age groups. I was expecting like an older crowd because like Naked Gun, like the last one when it came out, I was young. Like I was real young, right? I only watched it because like my parents watched it, right? They put it on TV or whatever. Oh, this is a good one, you know? So like, you know, maybe that's different for you, Tony, because you're, you know, old as shit, but
Wow.
he was like, I went to the theater. I was like 12.
Wow.
I'm kidding. But like, I was expecting an older crowd, and there were Gen Zers in there, there were millennials in there. I was like, wow, this is like a, you know, I mean, there was the older crowd that like I wouldn't have seen in a Superman or like a you know, Fantastic Four. But you know, I thought that was really interesting, and the fact that all of them were cracking up was good.
Yeah.
It's good for the series anyway.
I enjoyed it. So that leads into like we go into the Scotty and I walk to the parking lot and we're having this conversation, and you know, similar to like how we have these conversations here, it just goes off into different topics. And he brought onto this topic because I've been losing weight. And we talked about that. So take it away.
I mean, we've both had weight problems, right? You know, throughout our lives. So I saw this obesity study that just came out, and basically the idea of this study is that they went around and they measured 4,200 people across 6 continents, right? I mean, obviously there aren't people on the 7th continent that are indigenous or that live there, right?
Or are there?
Or are there?
No, or are there? Yeah, those are all the people that, you know, couldn't make it to the edge of the flat earth.
Flat earthers. What about behind that wall, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Behind that wall, that's Atlantis.
The rest of the globe that's not shown, you know?
Yeah. The underside of the flat earth. So and it was across industrialized nations, it was across economically developed nations, and it was across like hunter-gatherers and all this stuff, right? So they measured the total energy expenditures, the basal energy expenditures, the caloric intake, all of that, right? And the whole conclusion of this study is that activity, are reduced or perceived reduced activity in industrialized civilizations does not correlate to our obesity gain or our increase in obesity in our populations. So they measured these 4,200 people, and they found that there was actually an increased total energy expenditure in industrialized and economically developed civilizations over those who are not as economically developed or industrialized. Increased energy expenditure on average, right? And so they're like, well, this doesn't make any sense because we thought there was less energy expenditure in those civilizations. So they also found that really caloric intake is not necessarily correlated to obesity gain either, right? They said that there was a correlation to the caloric intake being roughly similar to the energy expenditure increases, percentage-wise, right? So you say there was a 6 to 11% increase in energy expenditure, and there was a 6 to 11% increase in caloric intake compared to, say, like hunter-gatherers or less economically developed civilizations or groups of people. I don't want to say civilizations because I feel like we're all one
Demographics.
Civilization, right? Yeah. So what they did correlate was ultra-processed foods. So there's a 6 to 11% increase in obesity rates in these economically developed groups, but there's also this huge increase in consumption of ultra-processed foods. And ultra-processed foods are what they consider ultra-processed foods are foods that contain 5 or more ingredients.
Well, I think 5 or more ingredients.
Wonder Bread is ultra-processed food, right? Like,
but does ultra-processed foods also have to have high fructose syrup? I thought that was one of the ingredients.
Well, high fructose corn syrup is multiple ingredients in itself.
I know, but I thought part of defining something as an ultra processed food, corn syrup had to be involved.
Nope.
No.
5 ingredients or more.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
5 ingredients or more. So, stop eating ultra processed foods.
Well, that I agreed with you. What I didn't agree with you is when you have
Hunter-gatherers are expending less energy than we are.
Well, let's talk about that. Could it be because their caloric intake is lower than ours?
I don't understand. Energy expenditure. Their energy expenditure.
Well, you said that because your body understands what's being put in and what's going out,
yeah,
your body will regulate to run more efficient, right? So if we're running more efficient, let's look at the hunter-gatherer. The hunter-gatherer, I'm going to say, isn't able to get the amount and kinds of foods that we're going to get on a daily basis.
That's right.
They're going to get fruits and vegetables, sure. They could get fish and meat, sure, but they're not going to eat as much food as people in civilized communities. Can we understand where I'm going with that?
Right.
So if they're eating less, but they're working more, their bodies are more efficient. Now, I don't know. I don't think that they're. I don't think that they're working less than someone sitting in a chair all day. The average human being isn't like having more than 7,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Which I get 7,000 steps on 2 walks with Dutch. I'm averaging right now 10,000 steps a day. I'm purposely making an effort to do that. Right? Like that has to be an everyday life for someone living off the land.
I'm trying to find the
study is called Energy Expenditure and Obesity Across the Economic Spectrum by Amanda Migrosky, Amy Luke, Lenore Arab, and the IAEA DLW Database Consortium.
No.
But yeah, the point of it is it's more about saying that it's what you eat. Like, it's what you're eating that's leading to it. Not like you personally, but what we're eating is what's causing, like, you can't outrun a bad diet. In other words, it's basically saying that, like, the food that we eat is leading to the problems that we're having. Because all of us, I mean, I've had struggle with weight myself. And like the main thing is like what we said in the beginning, go back to eating single ingredient foods, like eat steak, eat fish, eat chicken, eat rice, eat vegetables, sweet potato, whatever, like just whole food ingredients should make up the bulk of your meals. Even if you go back to like the 80-20 thing, 80% clean and healthy and 20%, bullshit.
Yeah. They say so. So this summarizes the study. Now I read the study, so it doesn't really jive with like the news articles. But the news articles are saying effectively across those different groups of people, we burn roughly the same amount of energy. Whether you're like a sedentary like desk worker or a hunter-gatherer, we're burning the same amount of energy expenditure. And there are a number of other studies that have kind of proven the same thing with regard to like exercise and stuff like that. If you do exercise, your body gets used to it, and you get to this point where you're at a plateau, and your body changes the way it expends energy, right? So you'll like lose energy, or you'll lose weight, but you won't lose it. You won't continue to lose it. Like if you keep working out and eating the same amount of food, like you won't keep losing weight. You will plateau somewhere, and you'll get stuck, right? Then you need to like change your diet again to the point where you're not intaking, you're reducing your caloric intake again. So like this, I mean, this is kind of always, I don't know if it's always been that, but like there's this whole push about like not eating, or working out. All you got to do is work out. All you got to do is work out. You don't have to, change your diet. You just work out. That's not the case. You can't just put in hours at the gym and lose weight. You have to reduce your caloric intake. You have to stop eating food, and specifically ultra processed foods.
Yeah, so I had to pull this up real quick. I listened to a podcast, Joe Rogan. He had on two doctors. I forget their names. They're married, and they were being pushed for this ultra processed food, and they made comments about some of the stuff. And I'm just gonna. I quickly did a search, and I'm gonna talk about it. So, numerous additives like refined oils, sugars, starches, and synthetic chemicals. They are designed for long shelf life, convenience, and highly palatable, often at the cost of nutritional value. Common examples are food packaged snacks, sugary cereals, soda, ready-to-eat meals, and fast food, right? Now, the interesting factor is that in the 1960s, another company or companies that were manufactured something relatively very addictive, also started getting into the food business. And those companies are tobacco companies. So Phillips Morris and R.J. Reynolds didn't only focus on cigarettes. They acquired food companies such as Kraft, Nabisco, and General Foods, among others, which they also had a hand in the food pyramid and designing the food pyramid, right? And what you should and you shouldn't take into your bodies. Now, the funny thing about it is a lot of these high processed foods, right? They have addictive traits, right? And it's known that the more you eat, the more you want because it triggers a part of the brain. But all of these foods are also linked to diabetes, linked to heart conditions, all of those things. So these two doctors are pushing to make sure processed foods are starting to be reevaluated, and I forget who they are. I will make sure we have that in the description to go listen to the Joe Rogan podcast of that episode. It was extremely influential and part of the way I am changing my habits. I'm trying to eat what I think it's called I forget the name of the diet, but it's pretty much all meats, all vegetables, all fruits. Just we're back. So I don't know where we left off with this topic. I was talking about the cigarettes, and then you were going to say something, and we couldn't hear what you were going to say.
Well, yeah, I just got thrown off by
all
the
right,
whole
so
thing.
I can kick back up with this says. The proliferation of ultra-processed foods is not only a public issue, but also part of a well-documented legacy of big tobacco's expansion into the food industry. Their expertise in manipulating consumer behavior for cigarette addiction was redirected to maximize profit in their food sector, with lasting negative consequences for public health.
Yeah, where is that from?
So,
what's the source?
This source right here was done by University of Michigan Psychology. It pulled data from there. It pulled data from UC Berkeley Research. It pulled data from another
Michigan study
and another Berkeley education study. And then where's this one from?
So they're putting nicotine in our food.
And then a central family of chiropractic. Big tobacco creates the processed food industry. And that was published September 17th, 2024. So, I mean, this has been an ongoing issue that multiple people have been fighting. They've been sort of silenced, obviously, for multiple reasons. But now it's become more of a forefront. I got to find Hold on.
So to your point of what you're talking about, it's well known that for the last, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, however many years, they've been finding ways to adapt the food to be more, like you said, ultra palatable and basically addictive. Now, like one step further, you know how like all the GLP-1 medicines are now big and everyone's using them, like Ozempic and whatever else. So there's a food scientist, this one specific guy. I gotta find his name. I can't, really. I don't have it here, but I was listening to I don't remember, it was a podcast of some sort. Basically, it's the same people that find ways to make stuff more addictive when you're eating it. This guy has now found a way to bypass the effects of Ozempic and whatever else, that because they're seeing it's affecting their bottom line at this point. Big food companies are seeing that it's affecting what people are spending and buying. So essentially, this food scientist found a way to bypass the effects of the GLP-1 inhibitor medicines to basically keep people, even though it's supposed to be blocking your appetite with the GLP-1, like GLP-1 basically sends your body a signal saying, okay, you're full, you're satiated, you don't need to eat anymore. It releases a hormone that, basically tells you, all right, you're done eating. Basically, they figured out a way now to block it so they can bypass it. And it's going to be added into foods, and it's just going to be another cat and mouse of the game of like staying ahead of whatever comes out to stop people.
But that's where like other countries prevent these kind of things from getting put in, but the United States isn't fighting it.
Yeah,
and
we're behind on
we're
this.
also the number one country with pharmaceutical ad, and like that's where we can get down a deep rabbit hole and we can touch on this in another day, but that's another reason why these industries shouldn't be allowed to be also funding governmental parties and their agendas, because if said company is giving said person $1 million, and that's on the low end, right? For their campaign, why would they go against the party or the company that's giving them the money? And that's a big part of where I find why we need term limits, why you shouldn't be allowed to be a politician for your whole career. It's just a lot of things don't make sense when you look at things from a 5,000-foot view.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be able to receive funding if you're on a committee that is supposed to be oversight for a certain industry. Like, you shouldn't be able to have lobbying for those industries that's going to directly influence what laws get passed and how people have to do stuff, especially when it comes to public health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the episode in particular that I've been talking to, that I listened to on the Joe Rogan podcast, is number 2210, and it's with Callie Means and Dr. Cassie Means. So very interesting. They outline a lot of what we talk about in a lot more depth and go into it. So if you're interested in understanding how this processed foods affect the brain, it also has a big effect on like children, and when they're going through their changes in life and their chemical imbalance, it's causing a lot of younger men to have that, say, rage and like fight. It's been seen that the more processed foods kids eat, the bigger impact that it takes on them mentally, which is not cool. But
yeah,
this is a topic that we should really dive deep in, and maybe we'll set aside a future podcast for it, because how the government plays a factor in what we eat and what goes into our food, it doesn't seem like they give a fuck about us.
Yeah, more action needs to be taken for sure.
It's all about the bottom line.
All right. Speaking on body, Lizzo is in hot water. I think she's been in hot water.
She's like that hot dog in the food stand, man.
Oh, Jesus, just
she's
been boiling in that water.
She's been in hot water the whole goddamn day.
So, does anyone have any takes on this?
I mean, it's just disgusting.
What's disgusting in particular for the people who don't know the story?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of disgusting things about Lizzo, but one is what she's doing to her dancers.
So, I don't know. It's alleged.
It's alleged.
The way I'll say is
by 80% of her dancers.
Yeah, that's fine, but
they're just banding together.
Are they complaining now because she's gives a shit about her body and she's taking care of herself and she's working on losing weight and doing all that?
Well, this happened. She's saying that she lost the weight because of this.
Really?
Part of the reasons. Yeah, part of the reasons why her change. So
she's stressed out.
In addition, she's been in the spotlight for her appearance at the 2025 BET Awards, where she showcased her new figure after 18-month body transformation, which she says has much to do with her mental health and well-being as her physical health. Lizzo has been public about her changed habits and described her journey as intentional weight release, emphasizing her preference for body positivity rather than traditional weight loss language. Now, I don't know if that has to do with her body shaming her skinnier dancers and or making them take part in the nude escapades in Amsterdam.
It was all optional.
Deep throating bananas. All right, so this leads into the situation of
power dynamic.
Power dynamic, exactly.
I knew that was coming.
Well, what's good for the goose has to be good for the gander, right? If it's all the time for men, it has to be all the time for women, right? And if there's a women thing, if this is the mentality that we're going to be living, where it's all or nothing, then hey, so be it. Walk that tightrope. I'm sorry. Now I agree with you. It's circumstantial. You're a dancer. You're part of this, and if you have a decision to make, whether it's yes or no, and if you want to say no, then you should be allowed to say no. Now, apparently, during these situations, the no was expressed, and then shaming began. So that's why this has been in the forefront. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah. It's all alleged. It's all alleged.
Sounds like you're a Lizzo fan there, Mo.
No, I'm just a fan of, when you think about it, it's people are in positions where, they're making money off of something or they're doing something, and when things are good, they're good. And then once there's a chance, once there's blood in the water, for lack of a better way to describe it, it's people just pile on and they decide it came about as a group of them are oh, the way she was treating us, she did all this, blah, 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 blah. Granted, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I did not deep dive into it. I just did
not like the dancers did anyway.
Huh?
Hey, yo.
Not like the dancers did, I said.
Yeah, 10,000-foot overview or 1,000-foot overview or whatever.
So Diddy, right? That's just all alleged at this point, right?
I mean,
he's innocent. He's innocent.
A little bit different. No,
a little bit different. I mean, Cosby, right? That's all alleged, right? That was a civil lawsuit, not a criminal lawsuit, right?
That is true. I mean, listen, you're taking it to places I'm not trying to go, but
Michael Jackson, all alleged.
Actually, listen, don't get me started, because Michael Jackson is an innocent man. There's some messed up stuff that happened with him, but we won't get into that right now. The point I was getting at with Lizzo is she has the right to say whether they need to be skinnier or fatter. They're her hired dancers. Point blank, end of story. So if she's telling them that their bodies need to be a certain way, she hired them for the job as her dancers. So she has the right to dictate what they should or shouldn't look like because they are her dancers. That's part of her image that she's trying to put out. So if they don't like it,
she's I got to be the fat one.
Yeah, if they don't like it,
but she's not fat anymore, though, right?
She's skinnier. Yeah.
Skinnier,
she lost
but
some weight.
She's
not skinny, but she lost some weight. But either way, it's the
now
point
she's
is,
thick. She's not overflowing.
There's thick, and then there's extra thick.
Oh, she's extra.
I think. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to Lizzo other than this story coming out. That's just my take on it. So
I mean, yeah, she lost a lot of weight. She probably lost the whole me.
She went on a health journey, bro.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Not for her dancers, though. I feel bad for them.
Listen. I want to listen to what he was going to say.
I mean, I agree with what you said, Mo. Like, if I'm hiring someone for a role and they need to fit a certain build, and that's what I'm trying to develop, I have the right to say whether or not they are or they aren't, right? That's their profession that they decided to go into. It's not an easy profession, right? And it's going to be difficult. Whether or not someone feels that to be right or wrong isn't their place, right?
Yeah.
I'm hiring someone. I should be allowed to hire someone the way I want to hire someone. Like, why we shouldn't be hiring off of DE&I initiatives, but that's besides the point, right?
That's racist.
Oh, well, let me be the Hispanic racist then.
No. Hiring off of DEI is
racist.
Yes.
100%. Like, that's why so I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because that's a different rabbit hole, but
yeah.
I don't find that to be the issue. What I find to be the issue is when you're providing a hostile work environment. And if you're providing a hostile work environment, like if you're taking the dancers, and I'm just going to use this as an example, right? If us three, like if one of us is the boss and take the other two out, and now we're going to this nude dance, right? It probably should be made aware to you two that I'm taking you to this nude affair. And then to be asked to perform fellatio on a banana, right? That to me is where you're
Yes.
mixing it up, right? Now it's one thing if us three are friends and we're going somewhere and you guys don't like it, you guys can leave, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I don't know if we're gonna be friends if you take me to some nude banana fellatio.
Yeah, that's a hard no for me, dog.
I mean, there's no friendship anymore. If you're not, I'm just copping out. Like, nah, I'm not going to that.
Well, you don't know that you're going.
Well, you better tell me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If you're bringing your workers to this kind of event, it should be made aware. Hey, this is where we're going. If you feel comfortable going, go. If you don't feel comfortable going, don't go. And then, hey, we're here. Like, if want to,
like, I guess if I'm part of an act, and look, I can't dance for shit, right? But like, if I'm a dancer, I'm one of these people, and like, look, they don't want me dancing on stage, all right? Like, shirt off and all that. Nah, I'm good. Like, they're good, right? Like, I mean, I'm cool. All right, maybe I'll do that. But like, they're not. They're no, right? So
I don't know what's being said here.
But I'm just saying, right? I'm a dancer on a show, right?
Turn into a Muppet all of a sudden.
We'll just call it a Diddy show. I don't care. But like, not like that kind of Diddy show, but like on stage, right? So
okay, I don't know where this is going, but continue.
Yeah,
you're
telling me you don't want to go.
Even if you're telling me this is where we're going, I'm like, like I'm not even going to tell you why, but my employment is over. Like, I'll go dance for somebody else. I'm not going to tell you why. Just be like, you know what? I think it's time. I'm going to find somebody else. Like, thank you so much, blah-de-blah, for the opportunity, and I'm out. Peace. Like, what are these dancers doing? Go find somebody else to dance for.
But that's the problem, though. And then that's saying the same thing for the people who were in Hollywood, part of the Me Too movement with... I
won't work for Weinstein.
Right? Where...
It's true.
You're given an opportunity, and that opportunity is.
You think they're targeting these people?
Could break you into like stardom. Like this is like what you really work for your whole life, and you're at the precipice of getting to that point, and this can get you there. So now you're put in situations where you don't feel comfortable. Your boss is there,
just like Mia.
You're
just like Mia.
Mia.
Yeah, Mia, the assistant to Diddy.
Yeah, just like Mia. right? Put in situations that you don't feel comfortable, right? And you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Now, I'm not saying that, again, all is all and none is none. Like, you have, like, everything can't be this and everything can't be that. These things are case by case scenarios. And per this case, like, if you're not telling your workers that we're going to the nude event, if you're not telling your workers that, hey, there's this going on here and it's happening and you could participate or not participate with no backlash, you're then creating an environment that is judgmental, and it's going to cause somebody who is on the precipice to make a decision based on fear. And that's when you create that hostile work environment, which then leads to these lawsuits, right? Now, in the limelight, in these situations, you're gonna run the risk. We'll use Shannon Sharp, for instance. He's in hot water. He was on the precipice of, all right, I'll break this down to you. Shannon Sharp, you know who he is at all? All right, ex-football player. He has a podcast, also ESPN announcer, was on the precipice of making probably $100 million deal. Well, he ended up being a freak-ass boy, and I'm not saying, I'm not shaming anybody for their kinks. Found this girl, young 20s, in a gym, and then started having a relationship with her. Taking that little broad to fucking straight Pound Town. And some of the shit sounded like rough sex play, right? And then some of it sounded like him doing whatever. She looked for a payday. Give me 20-something million dollars. I'll be out my way. Keep my mouth shut. He decided to fight. Went to court. Now all of this is out in public standings. Now
nobody wants to touch him.
He's able to settle out of court where this is... like settle whatever. This was consensual, but it still looked bad on him, and now he's out on ESPN. No deal. So if you put yourself in situations, you have to understand the situations you're putting yourself in, especially.
So before you go freak, make sure you put a rock on that finger.
I don't know.
Is that the deal? I don't. What's the deal?
Make sure you sign an NDA.
NDA, or hey,
well, that didn't work for Diddy.
When you are when you're a boss, to make sure you're providing a space where the people feel comfortable and not making decisions based in fucking fear, right?
Here's something
now,
to
you're
think
always
about.
going to get a lawsuit in the limelight, but you have like Jay-Z just fought that lawsuit, right? Out of court, boom, done. I'm sorry.
Well, dude's
you got money like
$1 billion.
that, you can do that.
Correct.
The thing to think about is, like, being the nature of what they do, right? She's a dancer, or she's a performer. They're dancers. Like, they spend a lot of time together. They're on the road. They're for shows. They're doing a lot of stuff. So maybe it seemed more than like a work thing. They were like a tighter knit of people, or they were like more like friends at that point. So that's where that like gray area of where you separate work from play, because like maybe in her mind they weren't just coworkers at that point. They're like everyone became very close because they're friends, and like they've gone out on done things like that before. They've gone out and done stuff, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, maybe as backlash from the size stuff, and they had to do those things or whatever, they now felt a certain way. So it turned into, we were cool doing this before, but now we feel however we feel, so we're going to turn it into a bigger issue. Or we're going to turn it into an issue, whereas before we may not have turned it into an issue because of whatever reason. I mean, this is just speculation, but
I had a boss
seems...
previously. I had a boss previously that we became cool, right? Like most of the times, like if I'm working for someone, we're cool. We went out one day and we went to a strip club. We knew we were going to the strip club. It wasn't one of the things where like, oh, I just show up and now I'm with my boss and we're going to a strip club. We went to amateur night at the, I forget the name of the strip club right around the corner from my house. But this was something that was made aware. And if you
like on what, 309?
Yeah.
Oh.
I forget the name of the. No, not Susie's.
Oh.
It's right off of 309. It's
Oh.
it's
I don't even know of another
Yeah,
one.
dude.
Anyway.
It's a good spot. Not Susie's.
Oh, okay.
Susie's is where strippers go to die. Bro,
End of career.
I went in there just for a beer one day because I wanted a beer, and
Susie's?
yeah, and I saw some shit that I was like, there was a pregnant dancer. She was pregnant. And then I saw an older woman who had to be, I mean, she could have lived a rough life and been a lot younger than she was, but I'm going to say high 50s, early 60s. And like,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was there and I didn't even finish my Heineken. I was out. Not the place for me. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know really what it was. So first time, last time. But yeah, no, like if you're a boss or if you're in a position of power, these are lessons that need to be learned. And unfortunately for her, she's learning in real time and in a bad situation. Like you have to make better decisions. Just like Shannon Sharp, you're on the precipice of something big. You're worth something big. Is it worth getting this 20-year-old or is it not? And you have to make these decisions, especially as being a man in power, right? Whether or not you should be doing some of these things. But I guess we can go from one side of the spectrum to the next, which
Oh, yeah. It's a really no safe words topic
Segment.
list today.
all right, so we're going to talk about jeans, everybody. Let's talk about what
Jeans.
good jeans and bad jeans.
Oh, American Eagle's got some good jeans, apparently.
Yeah, a lot of good jeans. Sydney Sweeney, good jeans.
And they're blue.
Sydney Sweeney
Oh, my
definitely got
goodness.
some good jeans, that's for sure.
I saw Euphoria. I was Euphoria. Anyone want to lead this off?
How long did you practice that one?
It just came to me.
Yeah, so I think it's ridiculous that if we mention genes, or whether they are good or bad genes, that all of a sudden we're talking about Nazis. What are we talking about? What, like, this is wild.
It's because she's blonde haired, blue eyed.
Oh, specifically because she's blonde hair and blue eyed. But if she was like a redhead with green eyes, like,
Probably be different, yeah.
it'd be okay. It wasn't.
Well,
Nazi
then it would
thing.
just be eugenics, right?
Is Sydney Sweeney
Yeah.
even German?
It doesn't matter.
I don't
They're saying that
Okay.
what the people are saying is that we're human, and you can't sit there and say one person has good genes and another person doesn't have good genes.
That is full of shit. I mean,
you know
look,
what that is?
like, people live their lives based on what kind of genes they have. I mean, bro, like, if there's a family history of cancer, you have a higher chance of getting cancer. And now I'm a Nazi for saying that you have a higher chance of getting cancer because you got bad genes because your family's got fucking cancer genes. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking
I
about?
got good genes. The dentist told me that. I have 0 cavities ever.
Yeah. I got
and
bad
I
genes.
got good genes.
I get cavities all the time. They were like, "Oh, it's genetic."
Good genes.
Oh,
I'm
they're
absolute
Nazis
cavities.
now. They're Nazis now.
I'm the
That's
tooth
it.
Nazi, guys.
Like,
That's
what the hell, right? Like, what are
So
we
what do
talking
you call
about?
that, Muhammad? You were saying, you know what you call that?
Yeah, you know what you call that? You call that jealousy and women hating to see another woman that is attractive and getting attention and is being used as a symbol of something. Like the fact that she's hot. She's hot, she's
Yeah.
attractive. Like, yeah, she's not really my cup of tea, certain aspects of her, but like if you look at the picture, like she's a super attractive woman. So other women see that and they see that as being the example and they're jealous and they feel a certain way about it. And as a result, it turns into this whole thing where you're a Nazi if you call her, or if you're using like the whole.
So you got good genes.
You got good genes. That's it. Because
So-
she's
It's just
blonde
a
and
play on
blue-eyed and-
words. Just a play on
I'm
words.
big into hip hop, and anyone that loves hip hop understands that there's metaphors. But I just congratulated fucking Clips on the different ways to bring different kinds of coke innuendos into a rap song and album, bro.
Like
It's
Coca-Cola?
a play on fucking words. I'm
No, like
tired.
cocaine.
It's it's fucking exhausting. Like, the people leading these fronts where everything is negative all the goddamn time. You guys must be tired. Like, it must be exhausting to live that life where everything, you have to look at everything and find a negative in everything. Like, nothing can just be, hey, we're trying to make a cheeky pun here. And we're taking genes of Sydney Sweeney, who has been in the limelight for, several years of being an attractive woman, and genes, the shit that we fucking create for your body, we're making a play on words, but that somehow becomes Nazi propaganda. I'm tired of it, dude. Like, everything, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to hear all of the time being pumped down my throat that something is something. And it's like, dude, why? Like, why? Or, like, do you wake up just like, these eggs suck. These pancakes are atrocious. The sun, too fucking bright. The clouds, too cloudy. Like, what are we doing here? Huh?
The monkey bot farms.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the monkey. Oh, yeah. How can Lex Luthor, like, clean all the poop here? Like, come on. You found a negative in that. You're a part of the problem.
That's true, though. I mean, come on. The smartest man in the universe. One of the smartest men in the universe.
But, no, it's to the point now where, and this is going to lead into a racist conversation, and that's fine, and I want to do that because
I want to have a racist.
I do. I want to have, because everything can't be Nazi, everything can't be racist. Donald Trump, Nazi. I don't know how many people he killed. How many people, like, Donald Trump has been in the limelight for I don't know how long. And before he became Republican, Democrats loved him. As soon as he became Republican, now he's a Nazi. Now everyone on Oprah, The View, everyone, Nazi. Like this is that's propaganda.
He's not a Nazi. He's the Nazi. He's Hitler.
That's propaganda. And I hate that I have to fucking justify my views on Trump, whether he's Nazi or not Nazi, because that's fucking stupid.
I don't know why you have those
conversations. Because that's
everywhere we look. Those conversations. I don't have those conversations.
You don't have to. But
I'm not really a Trump supporter, so there's that.
But now you're here. Now we're talking about all of these things, and now you have to sit there and say, hey, not everyone's a fucking Nazi. Like, I don't know how many camps have been created. There were camps created during Obama's presidency for immigrants. They were put in fucking cages.
Detention centers.
So they were put in cages. So is Obama a Nazi? Is Obama the Nazi? Where does that come from? Like, people these days have to fucking find a negative or point a finger at every little fucking thing and make it this.
Nobody likes to talk about the FDR concentration camps.
What do you mean? With Cuba?
World War II, we put freaking Japanese people in concentration camps.
Yeah.
Yep. We didn't kill them, but, I mean, if you had Japanese descent, you were put in a concentration camp.
And they put Cubans in concentration camps. Like, all of this has been happening.
That's actually like, I think it's in Mein Kampf, where the strategy is that you do such atrocious things to other nations that they end up doing atrocious things to their own populations. That they have to do these things to their own populations, and that is actually the spread. That's like one of the key strategies of fascism to do that, and we fell into that trap. America fell into that trap, and it was FDR. Every Democrat loves FDR.
Yeah. So I'm just tired.
They're not talking about that though.
Yeah, no, they don't want to talk about that.
We're not getting into that today.
They also don't want to talk about how Biden made racist comments and how Biden's friends were the top of the KKK and
he misspoke.
Misspoke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I do want my kids growing up in a jungle. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
White kids.
Poor
kids
could have the same opportunity as white kids.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah,
yeah. Poor kids can be the same as white kids. You're not black if you vote for Trump. Like, there are multiple ways where people are showing you who they are to your face, but yet you wanna label someone a Nazi, and that's because you don't agree with some of the policies or it makes you feel a certain way. But everything can't be something. So every situation that you find in life can't be Nazi. Just like every situation can't be racist, right? Because we saw what? That one instance where the cop shot the knife-wielding black person, right? And immediately it was up and roar until they found out the body cam and they found out the person that shot this person was black. And it's like, you want to make something all the time. How about we understand that the news has been creating a divide in our country for, I don't know when it started, but it seemed like we were heading into the direction of racism doesn't exist, and we weren't having those conversations. And then right around the time Obama came into the office, maybe a little bit before that, then everything became racist again. And I don't know why that narrative has been pushed down our throats for everything and everything. Just like when we look at the news media consistently calling Trump a Nazi, you're pushing a narrative, and now people are believing a narrative. Whether or not it's true or not, I don't want to have that conversation. What I want to have a conversation is not everything is Nazi, not everything is racist. That, to me, is fucking very easy to understand.
So, I mean, I kind of want to go down a little rabbit hole here.
Sure.
But like, do you think the news agencies are spinning, are like strategically trying to cause strife between people? Or do you think
1,000,000%?
Or do you? Well, I know what you think, Muhammad.
No, I mean,
or do you think this is like profit chasing?
Two things can be true.
I don't know. I think it's profit chasing.
If it's wait, hold on. I'll explain this. If it's profit chasing, right? What's profit chasing? Profit chasing is the news media doesn't promote anything positive because positivity doesn't sell. So in order to keep people glued to the TV, and listen, this was a lot different.
We need Ron Burgundy back.
This was a lot. We need Ron Burgundy.
What is it? The Special Dog Olympics that that he did at the end of his segment or something?
This goes back to the point where we switched over from having news from a newspaper and news at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the afternoon and 10, 11 o'clock at night. That's when you got your news. It switched to all-day news all the time. So how do we keep people glued? And it's constant negativity. It has to be negativity because you keep people glued there. So if we push a narrative of the divide between black and white Nazi racism, right? That's a narrative that people are going to be up in arms about. So we push this narrative. So now, if we actually can create the divide between races in the United States and have this back and forth narrative that there is substantial racism all the time, consistently in all aspects of our government and our day-to-day structure, then it's going to create an ongoing story and a narrative that they can push. So two things can be correct. They're pushing the divide to create the profit sharing. Like, that's hand in hand.
Yeah. Well, I don't correlate those two things, right? Like, I don't see, okay, if we divide the nation, then we get profits. I think this goes back to like statistics based on social media, right? What gets more attention on social media? The crazy things get more
viral
attention.
Moments.
Right? The viral moments, right? And the viral moments just so happen to be, based on how the algorithm works in social media, all of the crazy things that like is on the fringe, right? The fringe stuff, right? So they're like, wait a second, social media is selling this fringe stuff. We are in a fight for viewers with social media. Why don't we take up the fringe stuff, right?
It looked like one of my
we need to push the fringe stuff, but the fringe stuff, like I feel like the fringe stuff causing a divide in the country is a byproduct of us just pushing what sells. Not us, but like media pushing what sells. Right?
Yeah,
we're pushing what sells, not to divide the country.
But if what
that's a byproduct. We're pushing what sells because we want to make more profits.
But if what sells is racism, and that's the divide between races in the United States, right?
Yeah.
If that's the stance that you're taking, that's automatically going to create a divide. It's going to have.
That's just a byproduct. That's just a byproduct.
It is a byproduct, but it's two things are accurate. If you're dividing the country,
Yeah.
Because you're doing this.
Yeah, but they're not strategically dividing the country. They're
Well,
just
I think
pushing
that
out
they
stuff
are.
that sells.
I think that they
Okay,
are.
I mean,
I
you
think
know.
that they are because in order to have the
Some-
racist narrative, you have to have the divide. If more people sit there and say, not everything is racist, then you're going to not be able to push that narrative. But the fact that more people are falling into, oh, this is believable, means you can push that narrative, which means there's the divide. You're going to have the people who are really against it. Hey, I don't have a problem with anybody. And then you're going to have the people that have white guilt, right? Or any kind of guilt. Oh my God, it was because of my family and my ancestors that caused all of these things, and this cross that I bear is just way too hard. Like, come on, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Like, you must be tired carrying the bag of sins of ancestors all of this time. Like, we know that, and we can get into reparations that people are talking about that people should get for this country, but because that's a crazy narrative. But
yeah, we'll just keep that for not now.
There's 22% of I want to say 22% of millionaires are first generation millionaires, right? And a good majority of them are coming from not majority, because the majority is going to be white, because the majority of the United States is white, right? So they're always going to have a lead there, but
but how does it correlate to the population?
A good,
and that's usually what the argument is.
But a good percentage of those are coming from non-white individuals.
Well, what's a good percentage? So what people will say in those statistics is that, well, the population is 60% white, right? So if 80% of the people who are first generation millionaires are white, then that's a disparity, right? Because 20% more white people made it than non-white.
Yeah, but if the population of the black community is 14%, and
which I think that's a pretty accurate number.
They're getting, I know it is.
That was like 13%, but
and they're getting 8% first generation millionaires. That's a good.
There's a disparity.
Sure, if you want to say so.
That's like only 60% of what should be. If we weren't, if our system wasn't inherently racist.
Oh boy.
This is the argument.
Okay.
This is the argument.
Well, the argument.
Well, it a step further. If you look at it, you can't look at it the same way, because if you look at the percentage of those, so they say they're 14% of the population. How many of them finish college? How many of them finish high school? At what
That's
what is
because the
education
system
level
is racist.
Well, okay, there may be some aspects of that lead to it.
Look
but
at this
listen,
guy. Look at this guy.
The point is, you got to break it down to a further level. And back, just real quick, I'm not going to go too far back, but back to what Tony was saying, a big change is how news is delivered and how news stations are. There used to be separate independent news stations, and now you have all of the news stations owned by a group of different parent companies that then can control what article, like what news gets published, what news stories get played. You have all these examples time and time again of all the news stations across the country playing the literal exact same story. The headlines are all coordinated. It's all set for whatever reason. That ties to controlling the narrative and controlling what goes out and however you want to, whatever you want to push. And whether it's to Scotty's point of being, just happens to be correlation and not causation, then, whatever, who knows? But it's kind of like, if the news is coming from all the same places with the same stuff, then that's what people are going to, if people follow the news, or that's what they're going to have. That's what they're going to take away from it, which is going to lead to those stories.
I'm more so about the cherry picking than anything else. It's like,
yeah.
And also, oh man, if you watch anything that comes out of the White House or any political office, it's so dumb, because it's like, oh, look at these statistics. Look how the economy, like when Biden was in, look how the economy went, versus Trump's last, 6 months versus Biden's first 6 months. It's like, we came out of COVID. Like, it's like, oh no, it must be because of the president. It must be because Biden's president and not Trump. It's like, but we came out of COVID. And then it's like the same thing. It's the same thing. Like I'll go on the Democratic side. Oh yeah, look how Obama's first 2 years were. It's like, yeah, well, we had the housing crash. But that wasn't Biden's fault. It was actually Bush's. It was actually Bush's fault, right? So like, it's all and it was like, well, it's not really Bush's fault. I mean, that can be argued, whatever. But like, you can't blame him on the freaking president. So like, all this cherry picking, right? All this cherry picking. So, for instance, right, you were talking about, well, how much of that community gets out of college? How much of that community finishes high school? Okay, look at the school systems.
Yeah, well, look
at this. Look at the school system in Philadelphia. Philadelphia has a majority black population. I think now. I think this was like a couple of years ago. Now it's a majority black population. Look at their school systems. Who runs their school systems? Democrats.
Listen,
so like you want to cherry pick. Oh, the system is racist, right? Well, why haven't the Democrats fixed it in Philadelphia? They've been in charge since 1960 something. Why have they not fixed it in over 60 years? Oh, the federal system is racist.
It's very
come
simple.
On, people.
So
come on, all right? Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like use your freaking brains, right? Like don't cherry pick statistics. Look at the whole freaking picture. Right, and it's a problem across the board, right? Our education system is broken across the country. Been broken. Across the country.
Your mic is quiet.
And like, you know, look, I'll say this, like, was our system purposefully, you know, made racist a long time ago? Sure. I'm down to say I'll agree with you on that one. Like, you know, at some point, sure, it was. I mean, our laws were absolutely racist, right? At some point. But like nowadays, I don't know, man. Like it's so like to keep pushing that button when it's been like, I don't think so. Like I don't think I know somebody our age that is a legit freaking racist. Like I'm sure they exist, but I think it's fringe. I don't think this is like a very prevalent thing anymore. Like, but like, and I'll be the first one to call that person a racist when they are, but like, you know, and people say some things and like you guys joke, I say some stupid stuff, but not like on purpose to be racist, but it's like, you know, I didn't even realize that was racist. If I said something,
give us an example.
Right? Yeah. No, I'm not giving you an example. But like sisters, I said the 70s.
Oh
the Philadelphia women WNBA team should be called the Sisters. I didn't even think about it from a racist perspective because I'm not a freaking racist person. Yeah. I'm just not. I'm like, oh, sisters, it's a city of brotherly love. Let's call it the sisters.
Well, that's because if they did that though, then everyone would look at it from a negative perspective and label it that.
Well, you guys were thinking of it from a negative perspective.
I just made a joke on it because it came from you.
Oh, because it came from me.
If Muhammad
I'm the white guy on the show, so I'm automatically the racist.
If Muhammad would have said it, I would have thought nothing of it.
You're our resident expert on racism, so we have to defer to you.
Yes. Yeah. I'm such an expert. I don't even know I'm being racist when I'm being racist.
That's what makes you an expert.
The funny thing about
today's
it is,
standards.
Yep. Yeah.
People will look back at our welfare system and say, "Well, the Democrats are pushing for welfare," and I'm gonna make an argument here. When was welfare created?
FDR.
Great Depression, right? Welfare was created during the Great Depression.
Well, I mean, Social Security was created during the Great Depression.
I thought welfare. I believe welfare also was created.
I don't know,
but I could be mistaken. I thought welfare was created during the Great Depression, but whenever it was created for people to
during the Great Depression.
Yeah, it was created. It was created so it would help people get out and as a crutch to get on their feet and get back, right? To help them through a rough time. Now we have decades of families in welfare that are not changing. And there's a multitude of those things. Like it's on the breaking of the family, right? And single parent households. It's education. It's a ton of things. But if you have a group of people that need a handout and need this and need this and need this and say I need this, and the group of people saying we're going to give it, we're going to give it, we're going to give it, they are just enabling, right? They're keeping someone there on purpose. And that's my personal belief. They're keeping people there so that way they will continue to need, and we will continue to give, and you will continue to take, and you will continue to vote. And you will vote in our favor, and that's where this lies. Like, it's the old adage, right? You teach someone how to fish, they eat forever. You give someone a fish, they eat for a night, right? And the welfare system is a great system when it's used properly. In its core, it's used to help families and people who are struggling get back on their feet again. Somewhere along the lines, we missed the fact that getting back on their feet again and keeping people where they are and in a state of just need, that's where a problem lies. Like, and we see it in firsthand events where people manipulate their working so that way they can make X amount of money and stop and then get as much as they can on welfare. I've seen it firsthand in my workforce. There was a woman who could have killed it. She was nasty on the phones, right? And she could have just simply made probably about $100,000, right? But the government, anything over $50,000 or whatever it is, because of the amount of kids she has, she would have lost government subsidies, right? So she would only work to the point of making X, so that way she can get all of this, not thinking, hey, if I just kill it here, I'm going to end up making more money than this and this combined. And that's where this frame of thought comes into play, where it's manipulation. It's saying, you need us, so we're going to give it to you, and you're going to continue to vote for this because the other side of the aisle wants to take this away. We're for the poor. We're not against the poor. And again, and in all actuality, it's like Republicans can be looked like we're for the poor because we don't want you to be poor anymore. We want you not to be poor. And listen, there's a level, there's a part of our community that needs help. Our mental ill people, they should get the help. They should be getting.
Well, they need to be locked up.
No, not
veterans.
Whoa.
We've got to
correct what you just said right there, because there are mental ill people that are not like killing people in the streets. You just said they need to lock those people up.
Yo, listen, I'm talking about those that are a danger to society and themselves.
I know, that's why I said correct.
Like, I mean, you know, we could go down a whole nother rabbit. Like, we're way down the rabbit hole right now. But like in the '60s, right, when they started coming out with all these medications for people who are a danger to society and others, right? Like we let them all out. We were like, hey, we can't afford these things anymore, and they got these nice drugs in the market. Like, let's just do that. And that's why we have these crazy people going killing people. But like,
well, what I was trying to say is there's a portion of our population.
Yes, there are a portion of the population that require assistance, but it is not like 40 million people like we have on assistance right now, right?
Correct.
But I want to get back to like the whole media. I mean, this is a whole nother conversation. Maybe
the media also
because we're beating this dead. We started out with Sydney Sweeney. I just want to say that.
But some
Sydney
of the government.
This is a positive thing.
Was it?
It
was positive.
She looked real positive in that commercial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was some definite body positivity there.
Yeah, she was positively good genes. That's what they were pushing.
Absolutely.
I'll make this one last statement because we went on a deep dive here.
Oh my god! Deep dive.
We have news that are funding political parties, which is another topic where you shouldn't be able to contribute money to our Republican and Democratic parties if you are portraying the news, and or you shouldn't be getting money from Republican or Democratic parties to give the news. And that's where these lines again get fucking blurry, where you have people getting money from somewhere, they're not going to talk bad about things that they shouldn't be talking bad about. Because that goes against the bottom line.
Yeah.
So, which leads to another conspiracy theory. RIP to the people who lost their lives in New York. I don't know, if I was in the streets watching this dude walk by with that rifle and just into the building, like he walked through.
I didn't even see.
Yeah, dude, you see the picture of this dude like walking through,
strutting across the street
with a fucking rifle in his hand. Like and it's not like you're in Podunk, Pennsylvania, or
Is it New York City?
Yeah, it's in New York City.
Wow.
Like, dude just walking through with a rifle, not dressed in like, there was a time when you were going through not Reading Terminal. Reading Terminal, right? That's in New York.
Yeah. Reading Terminal's in Philadelphia.
No, not Reading Terminal. What's the one in New York?
Oh, me, Union Station?
Is it Union Station?
There's Penn Station.
Penn Station in New York, where you used to go there and there'd be people tacked up, right? Making sure nothing is going on. They have dogs and all that stuff. But this is just broad daylight, regular dude, regular clothes, just walking through with a rifle, going into the building. Now,
nobody's like running on the street.
The pictures I saw.
Oh, they were too busy to call the cops because they were filming it.
Yeah.
He got some pretty good pictures of that guy. They got some looks like it's a staged photo of him.
Oh my god!
Almost looks like
they were like, "Hey, wait, can I set up some lighting over here?"
Almost looks like a staged photo. That's a funny statement.
I mean, listen, I'm not saying that.
Especially
that's not what
coming
I'm saying,
from
but
you.
it makes me think of Joker. Like, there's the when he's walking,
yes.
it's like
yes,
that was
I
a
can
crazy
see that.
scene, and literally looked just like it, but with the. Wait, did he have a gun too? Did Joker have a gun too?
Nah, he didn't walk around with a gun.
Yeah,
not gotten out anyway.
Either way, that was crazy.
Dang, look at this dude.
Yeah, are we back?
So this dude is just carrying a rifle into the building.
Yep.
And
where's security at that building?
And he's blaming it on.
Drove from Las Vegas. He had a concealed carry in Vegas. Drove from Vegas to New York, and per the story is he had CTE. He was a high school football player and was going to 345 Park Avenue, Midtown Manhattan, to enter the NFL building and create damage. Ended
up on the wrong floor.
Yeah. I'm trying to find
quote unquote.
Yo, did you guys see this documentary where they were like, the whole goal of the documentary was to see if they could hypnotize somebody into doing a hit?
MK Ultra?
I mean, I think they were trying, was it called MK Ultra?
I'm just saying
MK Ultra.
Oh, was that a movie?
No, it's like an
actual
MK Ultra
government.
is?
No.
You don't know what MK Ultra is?
No.
We'll talk about it another time.
So
yes. Can you write a note of that and I'll put it in topics. They
started with I don't know, 200 people or something, and they had this hypnotist, and he would just go around and hypnotize people, and then they had sensors on the bodies to see how deep the hypnotism was, and one of the last final tests was these people, he hypnotized them and was like, you're gonna go into a cold ice bath and you're not gonna feel anything, right? And there are Navy SEALs who can go into ice baths and be okay even after a few minutes because they train their body, they're able to control their bodies. This guy was I don't feel anything. He was just fine. And usually when you just get into the water, you have this huge jump in your heart rate and stuff. And this guy was nope, no jump. They didn't detect anything, right? So they were this is the guy. And then they gave him instructions, and they set up this whole scene where there was this guy. He was this guy is going to have a briefcase. He's going to be wearing this. He's going to be wearing that. He's going to look like this. This is a picture of him. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this gun, you're going to squeeze the trigger right at his chest as soon as you see him. And they gave him like a BB gun. He did it. And then he woke up and was like, "Hi guys, yeah. So when are we doing this?"
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, listen,
Like this, they prove that this can happen. I mean, it takes a special type of person. You can't just do this to anybody, and that's why they had this rigorous testing. You know, they started with like 200, then they went down to like 100, and they kept like knocking people out until it was the last two. And they found the right guy, and they got it done. And so like, you think that happened here?
Oh, bro.
You think that happened here? I mean, to be on that's a long ride. I'm just saying, from Vegas to New York, you got to be on a mission.
Yes,
bro.
you're on a mission, and like the thing is, you're thinking about what you're doing.
I'll have to look up that show.
And like, that's crazy to me. Now, I would like to give my condolences to, unlike the NFL, right, where NFL only said we stand with everyone and only labeled the NYPD officer. There were multiple victims.
I think 5 total, right?
I think the 5th one was in stable condition, though.
Oh.
So 5 homicides if you include himself. So there were 5 deaths. Didrol Islam was the NYPD officer. Wesley LaPartner was the CEO of Blackstone Real Estate Investment Trust. Julia Hyman, the 27-year-old employee. And Alain Etienne, a 46-year-old security guard. So those 4 people lost their lives. Send condolences. I find it very weird that the NFL only acknowledged the one person that died. I know he was the one that saved a lot of people, but still, you still want to send the condolences to everyone that's involved. Now, this leads to the conspiracy theory. You want to take this away, Muhammad?
No, I got nothing to say. I'm staying clear of conspiracies.
That show I was talking about.
All right,
so hold on. That show I was talking about is Darren Brown, called The Experiments. It's on Apple TV Plus right now, actually. It's episode 1, season 1. It's called The Assassin.
All right.
Darren Brown is a illusionist slash hypnotist, and it worked.
Wow.
2011. That's when that was.
All right, Muhammad.
So some areas, aspects of this is the fact that, first off, all the news, like all the outlets, all the reporting, everything that came out about it wasn't really mentioning the fact that she's the CEO of Blackstone, right? And over the last 5 years, roughly, they've literally gone through and bought up huge swaths of residential housing in the United States, to the point where like some towns are completely owned 100% by Blackstone through subsidiaries and whatever else. So I don't know what the actual truth on this is, or what the story on it is, but the thinking is that he targeted this person either because he was directly affected by something relating to housing issues, and the reason why they're not they didn't publicize her name or anything about it, or like make a big deal that she's the CEO of Blackstone, was because if they do that, and then the link between the rising prices in housing and how Blackstone is buying up all these residential units and turning them into apartments, basically like turning them into rental properties, and then raising the rents on the area because they control a large portion of the market, making it so that people can't afford housing when we're already dealing with a huge increase in housing to begin with, like housing costs to begin with. They don't want there to be that link where people are seeing the correlation between, rising housing costs and Blackstone, similar to what happened with Luigi Mangione and United Healthcare, because a claim was denied at whatever point for, I don't know if his family, I don't remember the specifics of it, but something along the same line where you see how people responded to what happened with the United Healthcare CEO, and they're like, well, we need to shield that from being the outcome on this story. So instead, this NFL BS, in my opinion, story comes out because they're saying chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's just one of the theories around the story behind what happened in New York.
Yeah. That's the theory.
Was this dude shot on scene?
He unalived himself.
Oh, he unalived himself.
Yeah. And there's a suicide note found on his body.
Yeah.
That says I was going after the NFL?
Yeah. Something along the lines of CTE, I think.
Yeah.
If I'm mistaken.
I have CTE, and it's all the NFL's fault.
Blackstone manages over $100 billion in real estate assets through Briat as of 2024. The company operates globally and is known for its scale, diverse portfolio, and market expertise. Its real estate division invests in property types that are expected to benefit from long-term growth trends. Interesting. Which people were confusing that with BlackRock, which that's
Is it different?
That's different.
Yeah, Mohammed doesn't want to talk about that one.
Even I said it twice. I said BlackRock when I meant to say Blackstone because they're like the same thing, but they're not.
They're like the same thing, but they're not.
Well,
rock, stone, those are like the same thing. They are.
I mean, they are. I think they operate in the same space.
Oh, do they?
I think so.
Yeah, but BlackRock has like more conspiracy theory stuff, right?
Well, BlackRock bought all of North Carolina or whatever after. Which is a lot of, like, we're talking about the hurricane conspiracy.
Did you guys see Twisters?
You guys. Oh.
Did you guys see Twisters?
Wait.
No.
I saw Twisters.
Like that whole guy who was funding the people who was trying to figure out how the tornadoes travel, so that way they could like get the houses for free.
Yes. Yeah, buy houses at lower value. What were you gonna say?
The Texas floods and all that stuff, the Northwest area. With
the rights to minerals? Bro, wild.
Literally days later after it goes into effect.
There's predators out there, people.
Don't look at this hand.
Don't look at this hand. We got something else going on over here. I don't know, man. It just, more and more things are popping up that it's like, you kind of start to lose faith in the fact that, like, you know, everything is being done for money, and like behind closed doors, like deals are made that, I mean, it's probably been an age-old thing. We just see it more now because we have more access to information.
The only way that this stops is if funding is changed and term limits are implemented. That's the only way I can see this being able to be changed. If not, we're going to continue down a slippery slope where there's a lot of gray area that people are trying to operate in. And unfortunately, when we look at that gray area, a lot of it isn't in the best interest of the people here in the United States. It's in the best interest of
multinational organizations and all sorts of other conglomerates.
Off to another conspiracy theory that I wanted to talk to you guys about that I don't think either one of you or maybe Muhammad knows. But Danny Masterson.
I get my tinfoil hat.
Yeah. Danny Masterson's making headlines because I think in September his civil suit happens. Now, I'm not saying that what the guy did was right, but we see people that aren't famous that rape people get out of jail in 5 years. Danny Masterson is going to be serving 30 years off 2 rapes, which is pretty fucking crazy. Now, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. What he did was wrong if he did that. I didn't look too much into this case.
There's more.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it goes a little bit deeper because of like the ramifications of what happened and the fact that it ties into like the whole Scientology sphere of things. and that's kind of, I guess,
Is Danny
part of the
Masterson a
issue.
Scientologist?
Yeah, he's a Scientologist.
Yeah.
But you would figure that
So this is religious persecution.
you would figure that Scientology would back him a little bit more, right? And like
Well,
help him out.
part of the issue was they did, and that's where this second suit is coming from, is the fact that the people felt a certain way because they reported it to Scientology, like the people in Scientology, and they were advised or persuaded to not pursue it, or to, it wasn't given the scrutiny or the attention that it probably should have based on the severity of the allegations. So like that's where the second piece of it is coming from, because also I guess he was doing some stalking and some other things that were tied into it afterwards, because like harassing and things like that.
Yeah, but still, I mean, 30 years is
Listen, it's a long time.
And I also err on the side of, if you rape somebody, cut your penis off, right? Like
Wood chipper. No, that's something else.
But this leads into another conspiracy theory, which stars Ashton Kutcher, which I think this became more prevalent because got circled back around again because Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis during I guess Danny Masterson's sentencing sent a letter saying that Danny Masterson was a good guy and they should take like less out on him, like give him a pass or not give him the full 30 years. So they got looked at as in the negative light, because how can two people condone raping somebody? But
this dude is also, he's got a rap sheet though, right?
Danny Masterson?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This isn't like his first offense. Maybe it's his first offense of rape, but like he's been in and out of trouble. Right?
So
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
But real quick, to touch on what you just said, Tony, or I don't know, actually you continue and then I'll see what you say.
Well, I was going to lead into the Ashton Kutcher. So, conspiracy
I have
theory.
something I want to say about that specific piece that you just brought up with Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, good.
Right? So the full-ish story we'll say on that is the attorney for Danny Masterson asked Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher to give character to write a letter on his character. A character statement, yes. And where I find issue with all of the bullshit that's coming out in response and all the flack that they're getting for it is, in this situation, anybody, for example, you don't know your friend's raping somebody. If your friend is a rapist, you likely don't know that they're a rapist.
He already was arrested for rape.
That I know, it doesn't matter. It's a character statement based on your relationship with that person. Whatever news comes out, okay, fine, that changes it. But your relationship with that person and how you interact with that person, that doesn't change.
So I have a question.
A result of.
I have a question for you. I hear what you're saying. I do. You don't know me to rape anybody, right?
Yeah.
We get big, and we're huge, and now we're in the limelight. People know us, this and that. I get brought in on rape charges, right? And it doesn't look good for me. So my attorney goes to you and creates and asks for a character statement. You can then agree or disagree on writing that statement. But by choosing to write that statement, you are going to talk about your relationship with me and what you've seen of me, even though you also know that there's a good chance I raped who I raped. So the question is you writing a statement a good move or a bad move? And I think we could understand that it's a bad move for you, a look for you. Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis is in the limelight, so if they write a character statement, it's automatically going to be a bad look for them. So if then writing said character statement anyway, even though I know it's not going to be a good look for me, you're then stating that my relationship with this person is more important than the backlash that I'm getting.
Nah, that's reading into it. That's reading into it more.
How
than that.
so?
That's because. So I get what you're saying. Like, okay, the reaction to it is going to affect them negatively, but it's not saying that that person's relationship. I mean, maybe it's just you don't want to see that person go away for a long time. Like,
but if so, then you're basically saying that you're okay with the crime that was committed.
No, you're just not okay with the punishment.
But you don't know what the punishment's going to be.
That's
so
fair.
you're taking the stance of my friendship with this person is more important than the crimes that were committed.
I mean, when you put it like that, there's a different way than I thought about it beforehand. So when you put it like that, I see that.
Listen, I'm not saying that it changes anyone's mind, but that, like, when you work through something like this, especially like these people also, let's not forget, have a PR team, right? Like they would, if they're not resulting their PR team, then that's on them. But they have a PR team that they work with and saying what's in that good, what's in that bad. And I'm assuming that the PR team would be like, probably not a good look if you write this character statement, because people are going to look at it like, hey, you're ignoring what he's done and you're saying that he's a good character anyway. Because I'm assuming that character statement didn't paint Danny Masterson in a bad light. It painted him in a good light to show favoritism for potential not giving him the full maximum 15 years per crime, right? So if you're looking at it from a good perspective, like he's a good guy, you're ignoring the bad that he did.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's not proven at that point. It wasn't proven. It was, they were going to trial for it. I don't believe it was proven. All
right, so he was going, I didn't know, I thought this was happening during
these
sentencing.
These were letters to the sentencing.
I thought this was letters when sentencing was happening.
Well, we've already gone over guilty and not guilty. That, like, verdicts in jury cases don't prove innocence or guilt, in my opinion. But not saying that this guy didn't do it. I'm just saying, just because you got a guilty verdict, I don't think that really proves anything. But
yes, I hear what you're saying, because there's innocent people in jail that shouldn't be in jail.
Lots of innocent people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
If this is done, I'm with you. If this is done before, like, he's found guilty, writing a character statement, I don't believe is a hard problem. I thought this was a character statement when sentencing was going to happen, and then that, to me, like,
it was ahead of his sentencing.
Yeah. So he's already been found guilty, right? So you're going to have to sit there and make a decision whether or not you're sitting there saying, my relationship with this person is more important than the crimes he committed. And I'm not saying anything is right or wrong. And they were willing to write that statement and take the backlash from that statement. I only brought that up because I think this is why this conspiracy theory got brought back up again. Because this conspiracy happened back when this first happened, which was 2001. So this was way before Danny Masterson was getting tried for anything. Earlier in Ashton Kutcher's career, he was going on a date with a woman by the name of Ashley Ellerin. Ashley Ellerin was a 22-year-old fashion designer, student out of Hollywood. He shows up to go pick her up on a date, and he sees what appears to be a woman with, like, wine streaks is what was discussed. He knocks on the door, no answers. He calls, no answer. He just then says to leave. The next day, she's found murdered, stabbed 47 times. Right? So, I'm not saying that Ashton Kutcher's a murderer. What I'm saying is there's multiple conspiracies. There's a conspiracy that Ashton Kutcher is the murderer. But then the bigger conspiracy theory is that Ashton Kutcher saw her deceased. I think that there was evidence of him there, which he acknowledged that he was there, and called somebody that's related to the case and basically was told to leave and don't say anything. So his cleanup crew, I guess you want to call it, basically advised him, hey, remove yourself from this situation. We're going to make it look to be X, where you showed up, you had no idea that she was dead, you went about your business because she didn't answer the door. No harm, no foul to you. We're going to pump this narrative. Don't worry, we got you. But in all actuality, he did see her dead, and or maybe could have prevented her from dying because she could have still been alive and still been able to be saved. That's the conspiracy theory on Ashton Kutcher. It's juicy. It dives into deeper areas, but I mean,
any good PR team would probably tell you to do that.
What? Walk away and don't call the cops?
The least amount of involvement, the better. I bet. That's. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's in their playbook, but I mean, it sounds like a good playbook. I got nothing to do with this. I didn't see anything.
And the murderer was what is his name? Michael Gargulio, I think his name is, the Hollywood Ripper. Michael Gargulio, the Hollywood Ripper. He was a serial killer.
Yeah.
So.
Never heard that before.
No?
Yeah.
Nope.
So, I am going to bring something else up that I don't think you guys have seen yet, or had a chance to dive into. But I happened to watch a documentary on Netflix. But in the meantime, what I'll do is I think Netflix has it in for cruises. I don't think they want cruises to exist anymore. First, they dropped the poop cruise, which we had a conversation on, and I won't be joining a cruise because I don't want to be pooping in a little red bag.
So the cruise
is that what?
It's from a cruise I went on.
Really? I asked you about Holy Ship, and you never responded.
I did.
Well,
when did you ask?
He was figuring out technical difficulties.
Oh, you were figuring out technical difficulties. So I might not have heard you.
Holy Ship was that EDM cruise. It was for my 30th birthday.
How was it?
I know it sounds weird. Holy Ship, like some kind of religious thing.
Yeah.
No, it was like 180 different like 180 different DJs or music artists on like 7 or 8 different floors on I don't remember which. I'd have to find out. I'd have to go back and look at which cruise line it was, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was like was like so many different stages. Like you'd have to go from like one floor to the other, across to the other side of the cruise, and then back, and then down, and like up and down to go from like who you wanted to see to the next one. I don't know. It was wild.
So, I just happened to stumble across the case of Amy Bradley. This woman goes on a cruise with her family. It's the mom, dad, the brother, and her, and they have one cabin. They're sharing a cabin, and this is back in 1998. So, I think the family wins. I think they worked for an insurance company, and part of like working for them, you can win prizes and win cruises. So they won a cruise, and they're on this cruise, and it was the night before they're going to dock at Carousel, right? So everyone's partying, having a good time. The brother and the sister end up going to the club upstairs. They're dancing. The brother says, "Hey, I think I'm checking out." Amy was like, "I'm going to hang out here for a little bit more." He's sitting on the balcony of the room, I think having a smoke or whatever, and she comes back into the room, joins him on the balcony. They're hanging in there, and he's like, "I'm going to go to sleep." Now, this is like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, right? "I'm going to go to sleep. We're going to be docking soon. I'm going to take a quick cat nap so that way I can be ready for tomorrow when we dock at Carousel." She says, "I'm going to stay out here. I feel a little sick. I'm just going to get some air, and then I'm going to go in." He goes to bed, passes out. I want to say the father wakes up. Amy's in bed. He sees everyone's there. I think he ends up going back to sleep, and then wakes up around 6:30. The wife's there. The son's there. Amy's not. So he says, instead of me waking everyone up, let me go get Amy. We'll come back to the room together. We'll wake everyone up. We'll get ready for the day and go. So he does the lap of all the common areas where she would be at. Can't find her. Goes back to the room. She's still not there, right? Because he's like, maybe I just missed her, right? Still not there. So he's like, I can't find Amy. Amy's missing. So they go to the captain or whatever, the head person in charge, and was like, we can't dock. You can't dock. My daughter's missing. Our daughter is missing. You can't dock. We need to figure it out. He was like, brother, I got 4,000 people on this shit. We're docking. Like, yeah. It is too what bad. It's going. Your daughter's here somewhere. Go find her. If you can't find her, come back in 30 minutes. We'll figure it out. And he's like, they're like, well, why don't you like radio the ship and say, hey, Amy, report back to your room so that way we can know that she's there. And he was like, it's 7:00 in the morning, brother. I'm not radioing 4,000 guests. They could be sleeping. I'm not waking. We're not doing that. Like, ooh. Go look, come back if you can. They look. Can't find anything. Can't find anyone. They leave. They're waiting. They're trying to find on land. They're trying to do everything. The cruise ship then goes inside the crew of the cruise ship goes in and they search everywhere. That's what they say. They tell the family to stay in their room. We're going to search everything. We'll come back. And they come back to the room and they say, your daughter's not on the ship. So they leave. They go to Carousel. They start searching Carousel. They can't find her. Nowhere at all. So they're saying she fell off or committed suicide. One of the two. Well, Carousel in this time, like, per the people that live there, they say anything that would have came off on the ship that was not far would have washed on shore. I mean, sharks could have got her, but sharks aren't going to eat everything. Something would come on shore. No clothes, no nothing. Nothing shows up. They do a search and rescue on the water. Nothing shows up. Can't find her at all. FBI is called. They come in. They take a look at the room. By the time they get to the room, the cleaning crew of the ship has already cleaned the fucking room. So they can't find a lot of evidence. So they start doing their investigation. Well, their investigation leads like, well, we don't think that she jumped off of ship. We think that she was taken, right? There was somebody recording like the dance studio, the performers, all of that, and has a bunch of recordings. They happen to stumble across a recording of the bassist of the band, nicknamed Yellow, like bumping and grinding with Amy. Now, they're like, okay, nothing crazy. They interview him, nothing, right? Well, it starts going into multiple reports from people who were on Carousel saying that they've seen Amy. Then they stumbled across like a sex worker page, which happens to be that what they believe sex workers, and they stumble across a picture who they believe to be Amy Bradley. Like they did their whole cross, like circling the eyes, their cheekbones are the same, chin the same, age changed the same. Everything looks to be accurate. Crazy. So the family's trying to get involved. Then there's people seeing her on Barbados, right? And they're like, well, there's a Navy. I think he was in the Navy. He was in a bar that was a sketchy bar. He didn't report this at time because he wasn't supposed to be there. So he said that he went into this bar, and as he got there, there was somebody with a loaded gun that questioned him what he was doing. He was like, I'm just here to grab a beer. If it's not the right place, I'll leave. He said, no, come inside. And there were multiple people inside with a gun, right? And he's there, and he says Amy Bradley came to him and said, I owe these people money. Give me $200 because they're going to beat me if I don't get it. He saw that. There was a woman that ran into her in a bathroom with a similar story that saw Yellow take her out of the bathroom, right? Then there
Who's
was
Yellow?
The bassist.
Dame Yellow, got it.
Yeah. His nickname is Yellow.
Got it.
Yellow's daughter says that when she was younger, stumbled across a briefcase with pictures of a whole bunch of different white women. Now, they could just be like, I'm taking all these girls to Pound Town, right? Or they could be actual like merchandise, right?
Oh.
And he never gave her an answer. And he's been questioned and deemed clear. But what's interesting is the family created a website for her to try to find her. And they upload pictures of them, like of events that they go to and like how they're doing throughout the years and just updates, almost like a Facebook, right? And then anybody that has leads can put leads through there. Well, every single year on the mother's birthday, on the father's birthday, on the brother's birthday, on holidays, they're getting pinged from an IP address at a Curacao or Barbados that someone's been sitting on the page, one person, every single of these dates, important dates to the family, and spending time looking at pictures. And they believe that to be Amy. But they, out of jurisdiction, can't track the IP address and hasn't got the letter. So me personally, sex trafficking, I'm not going on fucking cruise at all. And then Scotty was like, nobody's gonna
sex traffic you, bro. I mean, come on.
I don't know, man. Maybe there's
nobody's sex trafficking.
Maybe there's
you,
a call for like butthole virginities, bro. I'm not trying to you know.
Well, we know that's not stuff.
I don't know. maybe not for that, but maybe for like organs or shit. You know.
Yeah.
Organs.
Organ harvesting.
But yeah,
that's crazy.
Crazy story.
So Netflix hates cruises because they keep putting out these documentaries about cruise problems.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You.
I mean, they put time. I mean, Poop Cruise was part of the Trainwreck series.
Yeah.
Right. So Trainwreck was like also they did the thing on Woodstock. Woodstock 2000 or something? Woodstock 99, and then there was another one.
Firefly.
Yeah. So
With
Netflix is on a crusade against moneymakers, I guess. Entertainment.
I don't know, but Magda's cooking something right now,
good
and I haven't eaten anything all day, and that is smelling lovely right now. So I know we're wrapping up.
Yeah, we're like 2 hours 7 minutes.
All right, so I'm gonna just bring this short thing up because I found it hilarious. Lululemon origin story. So I guess the creator of Lululemon was asked how he came up with the name, and he says that he deliberately chose the name with multiple L's because he believed that the letter is difficult for Japanese speakers to pronounce.
What?
He felt
Why does that matter?
He felt that this would make the brand sound more Western and exotic to Japanese customers. And he said that he also found it funny seeing people try to pronounce Lululemon.
Dude, for years I didn't even know it was Lululemon. I couldn't say it either.
Bro.
Ruru-Remon.
Oh my goodness gracious.
When I heard that the first time, I was like, that is hilarious and cynical and awesome.
Yeah, all at one. But, well, that wraps up episode 11 for No Safe Words with a Lululemon story. I gotta love it. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment. Let us know how we're doing. Love talking to each and every single one of you guys. Have a great week.
All right, y'all. See you next week.
I'm going to Lincoln Park tonight.